Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a sooner welcome to, it is my special privilege to present the 42nd President of the United States, Bill Clinton.
Thank you. I came here to ask you to help Hillary make history and build a better future for America. And I want to talk a little tonight. I want to talk about what that means in the lives of the young people in this audience. Your country faces serious challenges at home and around the world. Will the next 40 or 50 years be the most exciting, peaceful, progressive time in all human history? Or will it be an interdependent world characterized by conflict and coming apart instead of coming together? That is the world and the question you face. That is the setting in which this presidential election is taking place. So here's my argument for why you should be for Hillary and why Oklahoma should vote for her on February the 5th. Number one, she has the right vision for this country. We have to rebuild the middle-class dream in America and give poor people a chance to work their way into it. We have to do it with the following plans. A serious final attempt to give affordable health care to all Americans. A comprehensive upgrade of our education system, starting with universal preschool, rewriting that No Child Left Behind law dramatically because it doesn't work, and making college affordable for every young American who wants to go. The second thing we have to do is to reclaim the future for the young people of this country, first by investing more in science and technology and getting the politics out of it. This has been the most political administration in history in that. We have to invest more in research because every year an enormous percentage of America's economic progress comes from the discoveries made in previous times by people in science and technology, and the world is changing very rapidly. We are at risk of losing that leadership, first because we haven't invested enough, and secondly because we put too much politics in everything from stem cell research to human genome research to global warming research. If you want to get it out, vote for her for president, and we'll do it. I work in 40 cities on 6 continents to help people reduce their greenhouse gas emissions and create jobs. And the test is we must create jobs. America, if Hillary's plan is adopted, can create millions and millions and millions of green-collar jobs. And the only thing we can do, based on every other country's experience in the modern world, to raise incomes and reduce inequality is to create a lot of new jobs from a new source every 5 to 8 years. The only countries that have done it in this decade are those that are building a new energy future. An energy future in which we rely on our own resources and stop spending $300 billion a year overseas, sending it to countries that may do things with it we don't agree with. What does it mean to be the chief executive officer? It means you are personally responsible for seeing that the good intentions on which you run are turned into positive changes in other people's lives. The best argument for voting for her is she's a world-class change maker. She has always made positive changes in other people's lives. Ever since I met her, she's always been there. Raise your hand if you know someone without health insurance. Look at this crowd. Me, yeah. 1/3 of your fellow Americans have no health insurance at some time every year. 1/6 never have any. And a bunch of people think they have it until they file for coverage and they're told whatever it is they need is not covered. Hillary's plan gives massive incentives to invest in staying well. This is a very big deal. Every state government, every large employer, every public institution that is invested, say in paying the co-pays and deductibles for all preventive and primary care for people that don't smoke, every single investor has made money in health care savings within 3 years, most of them in the very first year. So if you want a plan that covers everybody, brings costs in line with our competitors, and prevents other illnesses from occurring, vote for Hillary for president and you'll get it. You'll get a plan that's been widely endorsed by the medical community, the business community, the labor community. What does it mean to be the chief executive officer? It means you are personally responsible for seeing that the good intentions on which you run are turned into positive changes in other people's lives. The best argument for voting for her is she's a world-class change maker. She has always made positive changes in other people's lives. For all the young people here, there comes a time in your life, it's not exactly chronological, where you realize if you live to be 100, and I hope all of you do, and a lot of you will, even if you live to be 100, you've got more yesterdays than tomorrows. When that happens, what you really care about public service is this. Are people better off when you stopped than when you started? Do our children have a brighter future? And is the world coming together instead of coming apart? If those are your tests for the presidency, Hillary is your candidate. And I hope you'll vote for her. Thank you, and God bless you all. Thank you.